Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Bardo, False Chronicles of a Handful of Truths. Yeah, it sounds like an Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu film, and it sure is. This 2-hour and 40-minute film focuses on an acclaimed journalist-turned-documentarian who goes on a oneiric, introspective journey to reconcile with the past, the present, and his Mexican identity. And yes, that seems pretty vague in what he's trying to explore because there's so many things that Iñárritu is trying to tackle here. And this 100% feels like his 8.5. This idea of like Federico Fellini, who went and did this abstract auteur film focusing on the writer's block of a director who's just having this creative block and trying to get by it and being able to really experience something. And looking back upon his life, you've had Nine, you've had all these other adaptations of this, and this really feels like that kind of thing again. And I think Iñárritu is trying to tackle way too many ideas, from birth to death to that paternal relationship that you have your father-son dynamics, you have geopolitical things in terms of Mexico versus the United States. You have all these different kinds of things, and there's certain scenes that feel very interesting and well fleshed out. And you have Daniel Jimenez Chacho, who is able to bring a lot to Silverio, who's our main character, and make the most of some of these scenes. Like, there's an airport argument between this man who refuses to acknowledge that Silverio this is his home, the United States, and there's this prejudice there, and how they deal with it is quite interesting when a bunch of, a centuries-old Spanish soldier just show up and whisk our main character out of the way to get him out of this danger and this confrontation. You're just like, what's going on here? You have scenes in trolley cars that are filled to the whole entire bottom with water while they're not touching water at all. How to get there. You have birthing and unbirthing of this baby towards the beginning of the film, and thinking about that life cycle and how life goes. And very much to the end, it's still pretty introspective, trying to balance everything and really understand the world that we live in, these perspectives. And you can tell that Iñárritu's trying to really capture those kinds of things, especially the cinematography is absolutely gorgeous with its fisheye lens usage and all these other picking up important pieces and trying to expand upon them through the camera. And you have those kinds of elements throughout this film. I think the music's great. It's technically a brilliant film. There's a lot of great camera angles and movements and stuff like that. Some great crane shots. You have the fisheye lens that gives a very unique perspective. It's a little distorting. And you have all of that set up here, and really we're there to judge what's really going on with this man and what's really important. But the world that he inhabits is so absolutely gorgeous. This film is gorgeous. It'll blow you away in that manner. But in general, I really hope that a lot of people check this film out, even though there's strong performances. A lot of the themes are important. There's just too much stuff and too much to focus on. If you can hone in on that, and then you can make that connection and then really invest back into this. And I just feel like Bardo is trying to tackle way too many things all at once, and none of them really got fleshed out enough. And I was a little disappointed where this film wound up lying for myself. And it's very much what makes it really bad, balances out what makes it good, and we're kind of in the same spot as before, but in hopes of seeing what Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu does moving forward, especially after this venture, which is quite the robust and abstract and engaging experience. And, There's always something bold and interesting about his films, and this one's no different. But those are my thoughts on Bardo. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.